we studied last time, common causes of unexpected invocation. First, we studied invocations, and correct matching, which is validated with invocations, and objects are private. Where we have the class order builder. The order builder is calling another class that is order object. And then we also call select items. This is an example where we have, method chaining. So now we're going to build a Jmockit JUnit using Jmockit for this class. It's a pretty simple class. All it does is that it builds an order object. And then, to build the order object, we have order builder. Order builder takes an argument like what you have selected items, and then it also applies a discount to each item, and then it builds the order. And the order object is ready, right? Um, Note that the order object is a separate class. It is known as order.java. So what we do is that now we're going to this time, do something interesting. That is, we're going to use, GitHub Copilot to build Jmockit. It's very simple. I'm not going to go into more detail into why and how to use Jmockit. I'm going to just open the channel, chat panel, and I've already created this. You can see this. This is the way the JUnit has been built for this. All it does is that it is doing expectations, right? And then it does verifications. So this is again state-based testing, wherein what you do is very simple. In the expectations, you are returning a result of order builder when you select items. When you apply a discount, you are again sending an order builder, and in the order builder.build, you call the result as order mock. So what is the main class and what are the mocks here? That we need to understand. Generate code. We'll have to, understand what has been mocked and what is being tested. So you can see here that you're making an order result object and you're calling order.builder. But what you are mocking is the order object. That's why you have mocked order mock. So now when you're mocking this order and you're putting the expectations here, the expectations by default it is strict. So I'm going to assume that select item is the first one which is called. It will return result as order builder. When you apply discount also, it returns an order builder. And then you're going to call the class which is being tested order builder.build and sends result is equal to order mock. As soon as you execute this JUnit, ideally what should happen? So you will get an order result here. And in the expectations class, I'm expecting, that as soon as order builder.select item is called, it is intercepted, and Jmock intercepts this, and then it calls this, you're calling order.select item book. It will send me the result as order builder. Similarly, when apply and discount is called, it will send the result as order builder. Similarly, when you put order builder.build, it will return the order mock. So now when I call this method, I will get a result. It should not be null. And I have an order mock here, which is mocked. So the result should be equal to the order which is mocked. And in the verifications, I just want to make sure that the order builder.select item is called once. Order builder.apply discount is called once with value as 10. Order builder.build is also called with times is equal to 1. So we are doing, again, just to quickly summarize, we are doing, a state-based testing, right? And then we are going to have mock the order, and we're going to call the method which we're going to test is order builder dot select all the methods of the order builder, right? Let's start here now. What happens if I take this one and start running the JUnit? So let's forget this one now. And I have taken that code as it is. And then, I am going to run this. So just to run this, right click on the POM, run as Maven clean, and it cleans. And then what you do is run as Maven test. So what is that? It's going to happen now. Code gets compiled and our test gets called. There's a way to call the specific test also, but right now this is being called. So now it is giving me an error. It says illegal argument exception, invalid class argument for partial mocking. Use mockup instead. That is suggesting class Jmockit.orderBuilder. It is suggesting me to use a mockup instead of, just mocking the class. And where is the issue? Why is it saying invalid class? It is here at 16 here. Observe that we are passing the type of the class in new expectations. So we are passing order builder dot class. Remember last episode when I was talking about expectations, what we should pass the type of the class for which we're going to test the class and its method. So I passed order builder dot class, and then I'm using attested order builder. So what exactly happens? Why it is calling this as an illegal argument? That is the issue first we need to resolve. Now understand this. I can use Jmockit and also can find out why this issue is there, right? So I can just copy paste this to Jmockit saying that this is the issue I'm having. Uh, how should I resolve this, right? So very simple. I'm going to right click and you know uh, go to Copilot Eclipse and when I go there, okay, let's do one thing. Let's open the chat panel. Let's ask GitHub Copilot what is the issue here? Why I'm getting this one? It is so far interesting. Let's see what GitHub Copilot will tell. So I just started thinking. It says to me the error is okay. Let's go back. The error is due to the new expectations order build class, which is not valid for partial mocking in Jmockit 1.49. Agreed. For mocking instance methods, new expectations, you should put braces and operate on the injected mock instance, not the class. What does this mean? This means that in Jmockit 1.49, using order builder class is not valid because I'm doing here the partial mocking. I'm not doing complete mocking, right? So how do you handle the situation? Now, GitHub Copilot is suggesting me that you put this as new expectations and then keep those as empty and operate on injected mock instance, not the class. That means you have to make an instance of the mock class and then you should inject it. Use attested to instantiate order builder and set up expectations on that instance. So you see this, right? Attested order builder. Now it is telling me that use attested to instantiate order builder, which we are already using. And then what it says is remove the class argument from expectations. So it has removed this now in new expectations. And then what it is doing is everything else is same. And then it's calling order result is equal to order builder dot select item book dot apply discount 10. And then it is doing assert. So if you see my class and this one, if you compare, what is the difference? Let's do one thing. Let's copy this. It's not getting copied. Highlight this. And then you open your maybe notepad or something. Copy it here, your notepad. Remember that even though we use AI assistant here, one needs to have some knowledge of Java and JUnits and Jmockit to completely troubleshoot. Totally depending on GitHub Copilot, may not be worth it because you have to judge what the GitHub Copilot is doing here. On top of that, you also have to understand the code which is generated by the GitHub Copilot. So let's compare this code with our original code. Let's increase the font of this so that we understand what's going on. Right click, lowercase, uppercase, block command. No. How do I increase the font of this one? So now let's come back for our analysis. Here right now it shows you the Eclipse and the issue here was that the Copilot was telling us not to use this order build class, and it showed me this code, right? So in this code and this code, let's compare what the differences are. So here we should take out this class. That's what it's saying. So let's take out this class for now, and then what else? This is same. Order result is equal to order select item book apply discount 10 dot build assert is same assert verifications is same, right? And now we are going to run this. Let's see what happens. See, right now my intention of showing you Jmockit is that we need to understand how to resolve unexpected invocations, and we also have to have a judgment of when the Copilot is no more helping you, the assistant. You have to sense that, and then you have to do troubleshooting by yourself. Maybe you have to do a debug. It's possible. So let's run this once again. Run as Maven clean, and then run as Maven test. So after the correction, what happened? Perfect. Again, we got the issue, right? The first issue is resolved because now the line number is different. It's saying test order builder.java 19, but it's still pointing at expectations. It says invalid assignment to result field for constructor expectations. That goes the idea, right? Why it is talking about constructor now? It says invalid assignment to the result field for constructor expectation. That means the constructor is called here. And and it's telling that there's an invalid assignment to that. You have to understand one thing here is that, so seeing the error, and there is a clue inside that it is telling invalid assignment result field for constructor expectation. That means that, it simply tells me that when you're mocking a constructor, but you are returning the value as a result, as if you are mocking a method, right? Where am I doing this? Now, let's go back to our test here, and let us see uh, where exactly I'm doing this mistake, right? So this is test order builder.java. Order builder.build. What is this? Is this a method or a call to a constructor? So let's go to order builder.build. So order builder.build is going to call the constructor of new order. So when you return here an order object, but when it tries to, call return new order, the call first goes to constructor. Okay, where's the constructor? Let's see this here. We do not have a constructor here, which means there will be a default constructor, because you know that in Java, if you do not specify constructor, there will be a default constructor. So the call here is going to a default constructor, and constructor, since it does not return anything, is going to tell me that it's an illegal argument exception, invalid assignment to result field or constructor expectation. So now it gives me a clue that, I am supposed to mock the constructor here because there is a call to the constructor. So far, so good. Now let's further analyze on this one. So we come back to the original issue, what we had, uh, illegal argument exception. So let's go back there. Uh, how did our code look? Let me do a comparison. So I think let's compare this. Earlier we had a code like this, and we were trying to mock, and we had made the code as testable, right? Let's start. Let's clear this Java source compare with local history. Let's take this one. Okay. We did the mocking for order as we discussed, and then we ran this. After we ran this, we got error. What was the error? Uh, the error was here. I showed here the error. Okay, let's see that on console. Oh, I don't have complete history on the console. So let's go back to here, Copilot, and then I can show you the error here. The error was invalid assignment to result field for constructor expectation. Fine. Now, how do we resolve this? So since we are putting a constructor against a method, what we did is that in our code, we were putting this result is equal to order mock, which is not right. So how did I resolve this issue? First of all, we will take out this mocking, order mock. Then we don't need this attested order builder. We did very one simple thing, that we mocked this order builder and we took out the mock for order mock. And we pass this, the instance of this here. So what we are doing, we made a mock of order builder. Then we came inside, we built an order and passed it here. So when we do this, what's going on? You said, we had concluded that we will not mock order builder, right? And why are we mocking here? So here, what we are doing is that we are taking order result, and then, we are calling the actual item here. We are doing mocking as well as we are calling an order builder.select item. Note here that when we call this order.select item and apply this call.build, we are comparing the order with the result. So why I mocked order builder here? Because I don't want to have the solution of mocking up. I want to have the solution of calling the builders of order builder, and then, we will call order, give instance of order and compare. I know what you are telling is, you might feel, no, I don't think this is correct. First, you told that you should not mock order builder. You should mock something else, that is dependencies of order builder. But now you're mocked order builder. Perfect. So now I'm going to remove this. I'm not going to mock the order builder. Let me remove this. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to call the object order builder, right? How do I call the order builder object? I just take the order builder and then go here and let's not call order is equal to new order now here. Let's take it out. Let's do one thing else. Let's call here order builder is equal to new order builder. Now, when I say this, I'm going to pass this order builder. Let's call this as a real order builder. That makes no sense. And then what I'll do is I'll pass this real order builder here. I'm passing the instance to the expectation. Correct? So when I pass the instance to expectation, the next job is very easy, right? Uh, the dependency is only order, the methods are real. So I can still use real here, real. But when it comes to order here, which is a dependency, I have to mock it, right? What do you say? Uh, so now let's come back to what we were doing. We had issue with the constructor, so we took out the call for the result because it was getting matching to a constructor. I tried to mark the exact order builder, which is not right, so I took that out. Now what I've done is very simple, is that I'm calling the real order builder here, new builder order, and then I'm passing the instance of that to here instead of passing type of class. Then I'm going to call this, and then I'll pass the result, which the result is nothing but a new order, right? And then order result I'm going to take, and then is equal to. So why I'm doing this? This is the question, right? You have to remember that result is an output of your method. So even though it's not a dependency, it's a result. That is very important. You need to realize that. Uh, to be exactly right to what I say now is that you know. So the question is, why have you not mocked the order, right? So remember that order here is not a dependency. I purposely said in the beginning to make you feel that order is a dependency, because in order to build order, you need the order. Order is your exact output, and the method, of course, we have to test is build order, but you should not mock the order. Order is a value result object, not a collaborator. So there's no benefit in mocking it in this scenario, right? So you need to understand that what you mock collaborators. That is the things your class talks to. Services like gateways, repositories, external systems, side effect boundaries. What you don't mock, you do not mock value objects or DTOs or domain results, right? Or simple data folders. So what is the output, not a dependency? That you need to realize. So that's why, I did not mock the order. So the intention of making this video is to understand what to mock and what not to mock, and how do I, resolve unexpected invocations in this case. Uh, that being said, I'm coming back here. Uh, and then we are going to run this test. After we run this test, so we made the corrections, since order was getting equated to a result, the result was getting equated to a constructor. We removed that mocking of the order, right? And then we tried to mock the order builder, which was also not right, because that's the method we are testing. So we finally bought order builder, wrote a new order builder, and then we did bind that, and then we called order result, and we are calling this real world builder, select item book, and apply this content. And remember that in verifications, I'm trying to verify, what was expected. I was expecting a real builder select item book to be called, which is being called once. I was expecting the real builder to apply discount being called, the 10 that is coming, and I was expecting the real builder to build, which is being called one times. So I was expecting all these things, and we achieved this. So remember that we achieved this, you know, uh, by using expectations, and we had not mocked anything using the mock condition, but we mocked here inside expectations. We mocked as if when the not built is called, it should return result is equal to new order. So we faked this, right? And after faking, we tested this. And the question comes as, right, okay, you've done all those things. Have you really, first of all, covered any code, right? Uh, that would be your question. Have you really tested what has to be tested? Have you really mocked what has to be mocked? And then after that, no, this is also real. This is not mocked. After that, we have to see what all we covered. We called select item book, we called apply discount, we called build here, and we had mocked the order builder here because it came under expectations. We faked it, right? It's called as state based testing for Jmockit. Now let's see. We wanted to see if we can have a method chaining problem. So let's do one thing. Let's take out both of these, right? And then let's see if this works. What I did, the verification, I'm only verifying this one. Let's see if we get some expectation, some error now. No, there's no error. Okay. Let's comment this one also. So verification is empty now. Okay, let's test. No, no issues. So the code is working and there's no need to verify here because assert not null result is being called. What if I play this here? Control X and then assert. Let's see. So I called order result and then I'm going to run this. There's no failure. So you don't need any verification here. Why? I have expectations here and in the expectations is working, but verifications is not working. Surprise, right? I called this and it did not give me any issue. So here comes the myth, right? The myth is that the moment you use mocks, when you put verifications, you have to verify those. But in this case, we have not mocked anything, but we have used expectations and then we are calling the reorder.build, we are faking the result. So such a thing is called as partial mocking. Remember this. What happens in partial mocking? Very important to understand that. Jmockit does partial mocking by default. And what you are seeing is that uh, you are passing the instance, the real instance here, for mocking. So what's going to happen? So what exactly happens here? You create a real object, right? Here. And then at this point is a fully real object. There's no mocking here. Now you're putting expectations here and you're passing the instance here. And then what you're doing, you're faking here. So this is the key, right? What you're doing, you're passing an instance to expectations. And instruments only that instance, right? I mean, the Jmockit instruments only that instance. And then what it does, it intercepts only the methods you record. That is, it intercepts only the methods you instrument, right? Here you're doing the instance. Then it leaves all other methods as real. So this is called, what is this called? This is called as instance-based partial mocking. Why we did not get any error? Why no error is thrown, right? The call sequence is book, which is real. Then this is also real. But remember this, that real order dot build is marked because it is here in the expectations. This is partial mocking. So select item, no expectation, real method. Apply discount expectation, real method. Build has expectation as marked. Unexpected calls, no. So that is the catch here. If you understand this concept, you will understand what to write, what not to write. So you might ask, hey, you told me that real order dot build is mocked. So I need to verify that. But understand this is partial mocking. Verification is only useful when you do actual mocking.